33 years after they became household superstars across the country with Doordarshan's Ramayan show, they're superstars all over again. Ram, Sita, Lakshman and the others are household superstars as a locked down India fighting the coronavirus is treated all over again 33 years later to the famous Ramayan serial. And here on India Today, in just a short moment from now, Ram, Sita and Lakshman, the actors who played them 33 years ago, will be with us here on 5 Live, live and exclusive for you, the viewer. So tune in. In 1 minute from now, we're going to have them live right here on 5 Live. Ramanand Sagar directed Ramayan 33 years ago. It was a huge hit on Doordarshan. People of this generation will remember it, and some people from the younger generation might remember it. I certainly remember it because I grew up in the 80s. It has made its comeback in a very big way more than 33 years later on Indian television, because locked down India is being treated to the same serial by popular demand on Doordarshan all over again. The first episode was telecast on March the 28th. It has since become the highest rated television show. Can you believe it? The show has garnered 170 million viewership in just the first 4 episodes. DD National has decided to bring back the decades-old show on air after requests on social media. Ramayan and then Mahabharat remained top trends during an entire week on Twitter. Ramayan was first telecast in January 1987. The show featured Arun Govil in the role of Lord Ram, Deepika Chikhlia in the role of Sita, and Sunil Lahri in the memorable role as Lakshman. And we're very happy here on India Today, and very privileged to be joined by Ram, Sita and Lakshman themselves 33 years later. That's right, Arun Govil, who played Lord Ram, Deepika Chikhlia, who played Sita, and Sunil Lahri, who played Lakshman, are with us here on India Today. Welcome to all of you. Arunji, to you first. Ramayan, a huge blockbuster once again, 3 decades later. Are you also watching the show again, Arunji?
Oh yes, regularly, both the episodes in the morning also and in the evening also. 33 years back when it was released, me and my wife, we both had watched, but now I'm watching it with my son, with my grandson, granddaughter, daughter-in-law, and everybody. And Ramayan looks the same, absolutely, you know, the same freshness is there because Ramayan is a thing which is beyond times, absolutely, you know. So we are enjoying the show, absolutely.
Deepika ji, you know, you are still, I think, referred to as Sita even when you go out. You were, of course, national superstars at that time in the 80s, long before the internet was there. It's been 33 years. Are you experiencing that huge stardom all over again? Though I'm sure you still are yet to see it because you're not able to go out.
I think it's wonderful, very well connected. And believe me, I am talking to the press from 11 to 6. I mean, I also had to make a routine out of it because I was going crazy the first 2 days. But because the response was so overwhelming, and I also felt that there were a lot of young generation who wanted to reach out to me and speak. I wanted to be out there for them also. And yes, I am genuinely very happy with the response. Very happy. And the connectivity is so big in today's time that it's amazing. I mean, it's just really amazing.
So, Sunil ji, you know, I think most people remember how your eyes would expand and flash in, you know, righteous indignation during the shooting of those Ramayan episodes. How did you react 33 years later when you heard that this huge public demand was resulting in this show being put back on air during the lockdown?
Actually, this demand has been coming for quite some time, because on my Twitter account, the people have been asking if this program should be repeated again, you know, for the new generation. And new generation was watching on YouTube, but they were not very happy and satisfied. So in fact, couple of times I told Prince Sagar's son, whom I am in touch with, so he said, yeah, we will and all that. And luckily, I feel that this is this kind of a, you know, the demand was sent to by public to the government also, and now government is planning and doing it. And I think the response is, I mean, like, we never expected it's going to be as popular as what it was earlier.
You know, Arunji, I've heard stories of how when you used to go out in public, you know, people would actually sort of bow down to you sometimes because you became sort of indistinguishable from the role of Ram that you actually played. What was your first reaction? Were you I bet you were not very surprised when you heard about the public demand for this show to be put back on air.
Well, this has been a very correct approach, absolutely. Because people, everybody is at home. There's no hurry to go to work, or there's nothing. I mean, one can watch it peacefully, understand it properly. Because once you in a relaxing mood, when you watch something, you become more receptive to that, you know, to the content.
True.
And now everybody is watching with the family. Even the young generation who had not watched Ramayan at that time. They are also watching with the family, and if they have got some queries, the seniors can satisfy them. So, and Ramayan till date has been a very family-oriented kind of a story till now. So, sitting with the family and watching it, it's a beautiful thing. It gives you so much, and to younger generation who had not watched it, now they are watching it. They must be learning so many things.
Very true,
from there, you know, our culture is there, our morals are there, teachings are there, so many things. Only thing is, the younger people, they have to be a little receptive to that. Once they are receptive to that, they will understand so many things, and this will make them a better person later on.
No, that brings me to my next question, Deepika ji. Were you apprehensive about the response to the show when it was announced that it would be telecast daily? You know, given that it's been 33 years, special effects have completely changed. Were you a little nervous that things would look very, very dated in this day and age?
Believe me, I was a little apprehensive because I thought in today's time the generation is so fast. Would they have the patience to sit down and watch it? And will they even wake up, you know, and watch it? Because I know so many of my friends' kids, they don't wake up before 9. And would they end up waking up and watching? Because it's not just for senior citizen. I really wanted the children to watch it, to enjoy, to learn something from it. So that was always there at the back of my mind, that my age group and the much older generation have already witnessed the magic of Ramayan on Doordarshan 30 years back. But I always wanted the kids, the new generation to be part of it. And my only thought process was, and appealing to them throughout this tenure, was that please just sit down once and watch just one episode. Because I promise you, if you watch that one episode, you'll watch it all. It's got magic. And that's exactly how it's happened,
Sunil ji, how are you handling superstardom 33 years later? You know, I know when you were shooting Ramayan in 87, you were in a secluded place to shoot all the episodes, and it only began to dawn on all of you later about the superstardom you were experiencing across the country. What's it like now in this digital, hyper-connected world?
Well, it will be not possible right now because, you know, everything is locked down around the country, you know. So then we can't make out as such, I mean, like, until unless we go out very often on the road and see that, you know, the response, then only we'll come to know. Definitely through Twitter and through Facebook, we are getting quite a good response. I mean, like, it's almost like same what it was earlier, you know.
You know, Arunji, since 1987, the cast, you know, of Ramayan, you, Deepika ji, Sunil ji, you've done many stage shows across the world, here in India and across the world, because, you know, the characters you played were, you know, you couldn't separate the two. Arun Govil was Lord Ram. You know, has that been the same over 33 years? I'm sure you're going to experience that same thing all over again, because all of India has just got a reminder, which I don't think anybody really needed, that you played Ram.
Well, God has been kind for that matter, because everybody works, you know, and everybody works for what? for the name, fame, money, and all that kind of a thing. But there are few things which is in the hands of God, like the fame which you get, the name which you get. The God only gives you. And that time also God had been kind, and now, yes, I'm enjoying it. The kind of attention and the kind of admiration which I'm getting, the kind of love basically, and the respect at the same time.
You know, Deepika ji, the three of you, sort of straddled two worlds. On the one hand, you were film stars, you were TV stars who everybody knew, but also there was this air of divinity, this aura of, godliness around you because of the characters you played. Deepika ji, what kind of feedback are you receiving personally from the current generation? Because you say you were a little apprehensive about how millennials would react to the show.
Yeah, so the word, every message that I get, is it it's an SMS or social media or whatever, is the word they associate is magic. We living the magic of 30 years back. We are witnessing magic again. We see the magic why this is happening. Yeah. So the word magic has really been associated continuously with what people have come and spoken to me about. And I think they're loving every aspect of it. They even love the fact that wo teer kaman se nikla and things are happening. So they're enjoying that also. So it's not that because you have technologically it's so much more advanced, they're ridiculing or they're making fun of it. No, they're watching it with respect. So I think it's wonderful. They're loving the dialogues, they're loving the characters, they're loving just everything. I can't thank India enough to see, watch, appreciate our body of work. And really, thank you world, thank you universe, thank you India. I think it's fabulous. It's just fabulous.
I'm also wondering if all of you are still in touch. I mean, considering what a tight-knit unit this was in the filming of Ramayan 3 decades ago. Sunil ji, are these friendships still in existence? What was most memorable about the show at that time when you were making it? And are you still in touch with everyone now?
This was shot somewhere in 87. And those movies actually, I was also quite new to the profession in the sense, like I had done a couple of movies and a couple of shows, that was it. And this was a show which we used to drive down from here to Umargaon and all that. Like everything was so beautiful, so clean, so fresh. Even the Umargaon where we were shooting, it was an absolutely isolated place. There was no village nearby, there was nothing, And so everything was very, you can call it a very virgin, very pure kind of a thing was there. So around that time, we were not, we didn't have a telephones, we didn't have a, the kind of a situation like, we were shooting in a very natural atmosphere, like, when we, like for example, I tell you, like when we shot a cable sequence, and we shot that sequence, and I think the temperature was around 50 degrees when we shot that, and we were asked to go barefoot. We went barefoot, and the place we shot it was a Rajputla, and the heat was unbearable. But I think that everybody's head was there, and I can say this: there were stars. That there is a combination of all kind of nakshatras which takes place, and because of that, and it has to happen. It happened. I can't say that this was made. This has to be made by the nature, by the Almighty. No, that's why this program was made.
No, absolutely. It came together, I mean, in a well, almost a kind of divine sort of way, the way things actually, were brought together by the makers of this amazing show. As we come towards an end of this, this special broadcast, Arunji, you were talking about your son, your grandson. It's a completely new world right now. We've seen what special effects can do. There have been attempts to remake the Ramayan in different formats and platforms as well. What do you think about that? And why do you think the original one still has the magic that it contains?
No. Ramayan is beyond that, because Ramayan is known because of its contents, not because of this special effects. And at that time also, especially as everybody knows, there were no special effects, the kind of thing at that time. How people related in Ramayana, how they managed to show the arrows and all that kind of a thing. I mean, it's a history. So Ramayana basically is known for its content, the emotion, for the writing, for everything, basically. Even if even now, when we see these special effects in today's time in the Ramayana, you just feel yes, it's not up to the mark, but it does not make any effect on that. It does not lessen the popularity of Ramayana. It's not a minus point.
I see what you mean. Yeah,
because that's not important. It may be for entertainment. It may be important for the kids and all that, but otherwise, how the arrows are going and
in terms of content,
how the arrows are killing, it's not important basically, because everything else overpowers your emotions, your senses, and everything.
So, okay, Sitaji, final word from you in that case. Message for the rest of India. People are in lockdown. Clearly, from the viewership numbers, everyone's watching Ramayan on Doordarshan National. What is your message for India as Deepika and as Sita?
My message continuously has been that our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has been telling us to maintain social distancing. I will break this word for you today because I don't think down the line people are understanding what social distancing is. It means physically आप एक दूसरे से दूर रहिए. So please maintain a distance and keep away from each other because we do not have a vaccine to it. So please take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your loved ones, and respect what has been told to you by our beloved PM, and stay at home and take care of yourself. And there's a lot that can be done in the lockdown period. You can start reading, create hobbies, and make the most of the time. Be positive about it. Don't need to cry and whinge about it. Just be happy, be positive, and find hobbies to do. And you have Ramayan to watch, so watch that and spend time with the family. I think the main message is stay home and stay safe.
Stay home and stay safe is really the big appeal. Sunil ji, last words for your millions of fans out there who are rediscovering Lakshman 33 years later.
I think this is what I would like to say, that we are definitely going through a difficult time, but it's a dark, it's a night kind of a thing. There is a sunshine is there. Very soon we will be having, and right now it is a responsibility. I think it is important for all of us to together, but individually, fight this coronavirus, which India is also facing, unfortunately. And I think what PM Honorable Narendra Modi ji has, I think he's doing a wonderful job, and I really feel that what he has suggested about Lakshman Rekha, everybody knows about Lakshman Rekha, and I think he said if we cross this self-Lakshman Rekha, which we have to create around us, we may get into a danger of Ravan-Rupi Corona. So let's not cross this. Remain under that unless the government and the authorities and the doctors say that now we are safe. Please live healthy, safe, happily. That's what I would like to tell viewers and the people who are watching the program. Thank you very much.
And obviously the Ramayan cannot be complete without Ravana. And even though we were sadly not able to be joined by the veteran actor who played Ravan in the Ramayan series on Doordarshan, we did hear from him. Here's what he said about the show being back on air 3 decades later.
मेरे प्यारे कौरव भारतवासी, आप सबको अरविंद त्रिवेदी वेंकटेश का जय श्री राम। जय श्री राम। आप सबको एक विनती करने आया हूँ मैं कि आप कोई फैलाओ, मत खाने के लिए एक उपाय है रामबाण इलाज दूरी रखिए घर के अंदर दूरी रखिए मन से नहीं तन से दूरी रखिए तो अपने आप आ जाएगा राम का स्मरण कीजिए राम जी का स्मरण राम 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 जीवित रहना है और यहाँ से मैं हमारे प्रधानमंत्री
I'd like to thank all of you. This has been very enlightening and a lot of fun. So I want to thank Arun, Govil, Deepika, Chikhlia and Sunil, Lahri, and of course the great Arvind Trivedi who played Ravan in this series for joining me here on India Today. This is a show that millions across the country 33 years later are watching all over again, and the new generations going by viewership ratings are clearly lapping it up as well. Thank you all of you for joining me.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.